Elizabeth from Elpis Astrology at elpisastrology.com. It's great to be here with you to do my second half of September 2019 video. And you know, I would say that the first half of September is really led by the Saturn stationing direct at 13 degrees on the 18th of September. We have the Sun going into Libra, and of course that marks in the Northern Hemisphere the Autumnal Equinox on the 23rd of September. And then we have the new moon at the end of the month on the 28th of September as well. All right, so let's start off. I want to start off with the Saturn stationing direct. I think this is a very important degree point. So I'd really like you to see where approximately 13 degrees, so 13, 14 degrees of Capricorn is in your chart, because this is very important, I feel, for all of us. And I'll explain why. So I got my ephemeris out and I started looking at the things that were happening around this degree point. I happen to have my Venus at this point as well as my descendant. So it was important for me personally. And then I realized that Pluto also went retrograde in 2014 at this degree point. So I thought, wow, that's interesting. And then I looked up into 2020 and saw that we're going to be having a full moon eclipse happening on the 5th of July 2020 at this same degree point of 13 degrees. And of course, we also have the karmic south nodes there as well, conjunct right with this Saturn stationing direct. So we know that this is a very karmic type of thing that's being exerted by the universe through both these things, Saturn as well as the south nodes. And just obviously the north nodes, which are in opposition, are involved as well, but for different reasons. So I think it might be interesting for you to maybe cast your mind back to 2014 and remember what may have been initiated in terms of transformation. So this would have been some event that would have happened, or something that happened to you. Either you initiated it or something outside initiated it, that has been causing a transformation of some part of your life. That some part of your life is the place in your chart where 13, 14 degrees of Capricorn is. Okay, so was it the 7th house? The 7th house represents our partnerships, business partnership as well as marriage. Both those could have been being transformed from the 2014. And then when Saturn went into Capricorn, there are lessons that we had to learn from that transformation. So that transformation could be complete, has also been going on over the past few years in this area. Was it the 5th house? The 5th house is a number of things, including children. Did one of your children finish off their schooling, and they're now going to do a degree in a completely different state and city? That's another way the 5th house could play out. Is it the 1st house? The 1st house is all about you. So every aspect of your life could have begun a transformation in 2014. Now with this Saturn, and then you learned your lessons from Saturn, maybe even taking on new obligations, that Saturn stationing direct on the 18th of September, you now are going to be released from some of those obligations or restrictions. You may have been doing everything you possibly could over the, say, past year, and things were just not moving. Well, this is the time when things start moving. So again, it's the 18th of September. It's actually at 1:47 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And the degree point exactly is 13 degrees Capricorn, 54 minutes. It conjuncts the south nodes of the moon, like I mentioned. But because it's now separating from the south nodes, it literally is leaving those south nodes karmic points behind. And that means you will be leaving things behind too. So you will finally get the opportunity, should you choose to take it, to let something go. Maybe you were holding on to some obligation, maybe even in a partnership that, business or otherwise, that just wasn't serving. Maybe it was even toxic, that wasn't serving you, that you've known for many years that you need to change this and let it go. So most of this activity is going to be literally letting go of stuff. So this is persons, places, or things, or habits. Maybe you've had some very toxic habits that you've finally come to the conclusion of that you need to let go of, and an opportunity comes in where you can go down that road now. So this is a really big green light. It's not going to be coming back over that south node. It'll still stay within orb of it, but it's pretty well leaving it behind. It'll take a little while for Saturn to get up to speed again, going direct and be out of the influence of the south node. But that 18th really is, I think, a line in the sand for this. Now, to have that full moon eclipse that's happening on the 5th of July 2020 at this degree point 2 of 13 degrees Capricorn tells me that that's also a date. So let's just say the beginning of July. Let's just say all of July, because it's an eclipse. That all of July could have you also having some kind of culmination, but the culmination may be that you're now have put everything in place for a new beginning, even though it's a full moon, it's an eclipse. So that area of your life is going to be affected again on the 5th of July 2020 as well. Okay, so when we look at this autumnal equinox that's happening on the 23rd of September, that is when the sun goes into 0 degrees of Libra. So let's talk about a little bit what is Libra. Libra is a cardinal sign. It emphasizes leadership and initiative. It's a lot about the interaction with others, mainly through social type activities. It's also love relationships, keeping the peace, balance, fairness, and of course beauty and art. It's ruled by Venus. Venus likes things to be nice. It also likes things to be sweet. So I hope you have some sweetness in this month as well. This autumnal equinox on the 23rd also marks a time where we have equal day and night. Now the other thing that's happening that's interesting too is that Mercury and Venus will still be traveling together, but they're traveling together in Libra. So all those things that I mentioned above about Libra are emphasized now in terms of our thoughts and our speech, and just our love, the way we're emoting with our love. And they stay together from the 15th of September right the way through September and the first week of October. So this in the collective I think will play out in terms of diplomacy. There'll be diplomatic relations going on in the collective, probably with our government. There may be talk of love talk, and there's going to be more harmonious thoughts and speech. The way we speak is going to be much more harmonious. And I think this will really help us and aid us as a background type influence through this Saturn stationing direct and separating from those south nodes where we're going to be letting things go. You know, even though we may know this is a good thing to let go of, all these things are stressful. And so I think to have that nice background of diplomacy and speaking kindly to others is going to serve all of us well. Now I've also included in my notes below just a couple links for some sound healing that you could listen to. I really am a big believer in sound healing, and I think that you'll find that either or both of these links take you to some beautiful, one of them is a sound bath, and it's a 3-hour sound bath, and you can just leave that running in the background. I actually had this on yesterday, and it really just made me feel so much better and calmer. So enjoy both of those should you choose to do that. So we are going to end the month with a new moon in Libra. So Libra again, and that's going to be at 5 degrees of Libra. It's on the 28th of September at 11:27 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Now, so this is the end of the month after we've probably gone through a few things that have had to change, or we've realized had to change. We have a quincunx happening with this new moon with Uranus. So there may be still some surprising things that come up that require us to make an adjustment. And that is just the way it's going to be with this new moon. It may be as a result, say, of you having to let a relationship go, or that you realize you have to totally redo a relationship or do a relationship in a different way or a friendship in a different way. This is just going to cause some unexpected adjustment where you hadn't accounted for it. We have, though, Venus sextiling Jupiter, and this just brings great opportunities for money, for love, for expanding or taking on new value systems. But Venus does quincunx Neptune. So this is going to have us saying, all right, for any of my new friendships or love or my values, I have to include some element of spirituality. I must have something that means something to me when it comes to love and friendships. And money, for that matter. We will have Mercury squaring Pluto. So this may be a time when some bad news has to be delivered to somebody, or you may receive something. Now, there are other very positive aspects, so I don't think this is something that's going to dominate the new moon. It just may be something that someone says, well, if you want that new start, you're going to have to transform parts of what you're thinking. And I always, when I think of transforming my thinking or someone else transforming their thinking, I always ask, are you doing a lot of ruminating? Are you getting involved in obsessive thinking? Are you just finding that you just can't let something go? So that type of thought process could be coming in and out during this new moon. We have Jupiter doing its final third square with Neptune. This is significant as well. So this will just bring in that that kind of feeling of doubts that, okay, I'm going to make all these changes, but then all of a sudden you say, I don't know if I can do this. Maybe I should just go back to that old job that at least it was safe, right? So you're going to have these doubts come up, but I can tell you that with all the other positive aspects going on, it won't last long, where you will be saying, yeah, but you know what? I'm truly inspired about that road ahead of me now, or that new relationship that I see opening up for me, or the new me opening up for me, my new life that's ahead of me. I'm actually now able to see what I've not seen before. So I think that's the other thing that square can bring in from a positive standpoint, where the universe, God, source, actually provides some kind of information for you to really help cement the idea of you leaving stuff behind and now getting on the destiny path that you are supposed to be on. We have Saturn sextiling Neptune too. That's just going to add a beautiful element of structure to your spirituality. So you may put something together. Maybe it's going to be something as simple as a little altar that represents you and this new spirituality that's going to now become part of your life. It may be that you join a meditation group, maybe even online, that helps you. Neptune will be trining the north nodes of the moon as well, and I see this as significant because this will be certainly messages coming in, no question of it. Neptune is that all-encompassing, compassionate love that the universe wants to give to all of us. And trining the north nodes, it's saying, I'm going to help you get on that and stay on that destiny path that you're supposed to be on. Now, now the north nodes of the moon are in Cancer, so that's all about our safety, our security. Ask yourself, am I being nurtured in this situation? Do I feel comfortable in this situation? Do I feel safe in this situation? So these are questions that we could be asking, not just at the new moon, but also at that time around the 18th of September when Saturn finally stations to go direct and leaves those south nodes behind. Okay, I think that's about it. I hope to maybe make another extended video, maybe towards the end of September, just talking a little bit more about maybe some things that have come up for me that may be of interest to you. Love to do your chart. You know where I am, elvisastrology.com. Contact me and we'll set something up. I wish you the very best for the second half of September. Please do go to those links that I put in below here and check out some of that sound healing, even if it's for a few minutes. I think you're going to find it very beneficial to help really give you perspective and a sense of comfort with all the things that are about to happen to you, all the magical things that are going to happen to you in the second half of September 2019. Take very good care of yourself, and I will see you guys soon. Bye for now.